we are ready for the streaming. Great evening, everyone. I welcome you, Gayatri ma'am, and I'm grateful that you accepted the invitation and you are here to speak about how to manage and engage children at home after school. So before we begin, I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience, those who are watching us in this meeting or via YouTube.
Namaste everyone. This is Gayatri Prakash. I'm an educator. I'm in the teaching field for 29 years. And I've started my career like as a teacher. And from there on, I moved on to a coordinator and academic principal. And beyond that, I am also an academic advisor and a mentor. And I do the mentorship. I'm also a teacher trainer and even a parent guide. These are the things which I do. And I have few write-ups also, which I have done it. I have written Teach Right, and under the Leaves of Knowledge, I have written the Power of Parenting and the Roots of Right Teaching. These are the things very recently have written.
Wow.
For the betterment of the teaching, and it is also even published very recently. I'm very happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
Wow, that's a great Gayatri ma'am. I didn't know that. Definitely, I would love to read your creations. And now today's topic, as you know, that it is about how to manage and engage children at home after school.
Yes.
We know that all the parents are really they really struggle almost that how to keep children meaningfully engaged. Sometimes children get bored, or if they are engaged, if they are at home, then they are all the time hooked either to the mobile or television set, right? And parents, they want the children should be engaged in some constructive activity and meaningful activity, but many a times they have no idea that what kind of activity should be given to them and how they should be engaged so that they learn also at the same time. So today's session is about that. So before we come to that exact point, how to keep them meaningfully engaged, there are certain questions in my mind that I would like to ask you to begin with. That is, first of all, you are into power of parenting, right? You do all lots of sessions for parenting. So please let us know something about, are there a different types of parenting, or what is the, I don't know, is how the parenting goes like?
That's a beautiful question, Ushaji. Actually, there are 4 stages of clinically approved stages are there. The first one is authoritarian parenting. The second one is the authoritative kind of parenting. And the third one is permissive parenting. And the fourth one is negligible kind of parenting. Let me brief each one of that. Authoritarian parenting is something a parent who owns a property. The property is just like a child. Children are their property, and they have all the authority to do whatever they wanted. And this is actually old traditional method, very very oldest thing still today. Many parents are also following. This is because of their parents, still they are following, and their grandparents, they would have witnessed that. And this is a kind of like, I'm a dad, I'm a mom. So what is that you have to fall online, what I say, that's it. And there's no any expressions, emotions, nothing. Children are bound to do the rules and regulations which the parents are doing. This is authoritarian. The second one is authoritative kind of parenting. They always say, do whatever I say. You have nothing to answer, just you do whatever you say. They are just like children are used like a remote control. You keep changing the channel. So the similar way, they wanted the children, what I called you, why you didn't come? How many times I called you? Only thing is they're asked to answer for the question what they're asking. This is kind of authoritative parenting. They keep operating the children just like remote. This is the one thing. The third one is a permissive. Permissive parenting is like they are very close friendly with them. They make their children like very buddy kind, and they are even allowed to to do whatever they wanted, and more of grants are given to them. But there is some downfall is yeah, here in this. uh, Too many concerns, too many, you acha, you feel this, you wanted to do this, you can go ahead, no problem. So there is a defect in this, like children cannot able to make too many concerns they would be having. They don't have the control what is good, what is bad, because there is no any rules, certain rules. So permissive parenting is also some limits, but to some extent really this is good actually. The fourth one is negligible. We do call negligible kind of parenting or uninvolved parenting, or not at all, concerned with the parenting. This is the fourth one. This is one more word is there clinically. We do call it as helicopter parenting. They are completely deserted or detached. Children know you do whatever you wanted. I have nothing to do with you. You are not that important to me, and we have paid the fees for you. We have given the school bus fees and all. You go, you come, no problem. You are not that important. And sometimes if both the working parents are there, mother is even busy after the office hours, she is busy with the laptop, and father is busy even in the dinner time, dining time, they are busy with the phones and phone calls, attending, talking. The child is trying to grab the attention of the parent, but child is put to neglect. The child is not being, emotionally the child is expecting their parents attention. Children are attention seekers here. But the first one, authoritative kind of parenting, the children when they turn into the teens, they may be bullied, and they may even follow their parent. That is really really dangerous. The first one and the second one kind of parenting. The next two is middle, and the last one is that different one.
Okay, great. Uh, Very well explained, ma'am. My next question is, like children's. We know that right from the infant till the teenager, the children have the different stages. Like, but in case of the power of parenting, do the parents need to know that how the different stages are should be handled, and what are the different stages of children's growth?
Yeah, here usually we do have some again clinical names for that. Most of the parents they know that their kind of development stages and their cognitive skills, gross motor skills, all those things they do. But what I do say here, 1 to 5 year, next 6 to 10 year, and 11 year to 15 year, and 16 year to 20 year. In that stage, what are the conditions of children? Like 1 to 5 year, children are, that is, I can say like they are the early school going children. They only know, they learn the language, they know the expressions, they learn the society, they are very sleeping, eating and all. That is at early age style. But the next thing is like 6 year to 10 year is very very important. That is the time the power of the energy in the children are really really at the height. They wanted to explore, they wanted to know, they keep asking so many questions. They are, it's a kind of so many they wanted to explore and wanted to know more and more. So that is the perfect age where parents sometimes they say no, you just play the other side, you don't talk here, I wanted to watch, I'm watching cricket or I'm watching serial or something like that. They ignore, they wanted to approach everyone in the family. This is quite common. They knock at everyone, granny, grandpa, papa, mama, but no, 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 you play, I will talk about that later. We ignore in that stage. But what happens when the stage comes from 11 year to 15 year, that is the time parents will start holding them. No, this is
Yes,
the 10th
yes,
grade
that's
time,
that's
and
true.
you this is the time that you should not play here, you should not do this, you keep reading, study and all. But there is one thing which Rajesh ma'am, I would like to say here. There are two kinds of children are there. I mean, sorry, two kinds of studying kind of children are there. We need to understand that. Some children are introvert and extroverts are there.
Mm-hmm.
Introverts, they always, stay in the dark tunnel, I can say.
Yes,
They are always stay inbound and never been allowed to come out of the house, or I'm sorry, in the room, and stay in the be connected with the people in the family talks and all. They are not allowed to do more expressive. So the house becomes like a library. Everybody says like as introverts, they get affected, and they here the children, they face the problem of they cannot say anything. They feel completely isolated. So they have, some children have read aloud habit. They wanted to read
Okay.
aloud. Parents wanted to witness the children. You're not reading loudly, you read it. They ask them to read loud. Some children, they have the patterns, reading patterns. They may read silently. Focus and concentration are needed for them. They wanted to sit somewhere in a quiet place. They wanted to sit in one place and read. Some children have too many writing. They keep writing, they keep writing. Whenever we see the parents coming, my child is always, no, keep writing, ma'am, he's not reading, he's not, I cannot hear him reading, we were reading aloud. So they wanted to follow their pattern, opposed to their children. That's really wrong. So these are three kinds of reading patterns. The children, we need to identify that: read aloud, and read silently, and writing patterns. Some children are very good listeners in the classroom itself. These are the,
Great, great. These are the learning styles, like some are the readers and some are the listeners, or some
yes.
they are doers. Okay, great. Also, as the class keeps on increasing, like the from nursery to pre-primary to then primary and then second junior and then secondary. So children, when they are in the primary stages or pre-primary stage, they are free, like they have no anxiety, nothing. But as the time grows, as the class keeps on growing, their anxiety thing keeps growing. All right. So I can see that if there are other phases of or the phases of anxiety as well, how to identify the anxiety and what are the different types of anxieties. Can you tell something about it?
Yeah, yeah. Most of the children, they keep themselves in the active corners. They hide themselves from the active corners. This is because of the parenting. As I've told you, the two parenting. The first one is authoritative and authoritarian.
Right.
From that culture, the children, those who have come from that background, they because they have heard the taunt, shout, scream, yelling at home. So similarly, they come from home not with the happiness. They also are scared to in the public places. They hide themselves from the screen. They always hide themselves from the activities. They are not exposed much, and they never open up. And they, even their friends, if they become easy prey by bullying, and that is the one thing. And they become very easy prey, and they even sledgehammered by most of the people. Even sometimes teachers may have to force them to open up and talk like that, and that is one. Even teachers are also scared to talk to them, and this anxiety is because of that. They wanted to remain inside the dark tunnel,
The
what
shell, yeah, what they have created.
they don't want it. So there, in that case, the solution is allow the children to express themselves and to be open up in their talks. No, what are you doing here? Just go inside, study. Every time, whenever they are saying, there is no any kind of the concern kind of talks. They ask them to just do the business. That's it. More business talk. So this is the reason the anxiety increases.
So this is that we don't allow children to open up what they are feeling,
Right.
how they are feeling, what they want to say, and we keep like always they should be studying only. So
Yeah.
that creates that anxious level, anxiety level,
There's
right?
no any sharing is happening in the
No
family.
sharing.
Sharing is not happening.
That's true. So now let's slowly come to the uh, point where we have that objective of this today's webinar. That is how to keep children meaningfully engaged after school at home. So, what can be the after school have activities?
There are beautiful activities. Most of the parents, what they do, they think, okay, digital thing I can do, I can provide on mobile or tab or something like that to give them. That's really wrong, what I feel. So what we can do is beautifully, we can make a beautiful chat calendar. The calendar, if we're having any old calendar, we can have a beautiful columns in that. In that, they can even make the customize the column by day and the time and the activity to do list. Let it
Okay,
be from the morning wake up time, from brushing time and from packing time, or sorry, breakfast time, bathing time, I'm sorry, bathing time, breakfast time. And it can go with that periodical order, timely, and packing time and all. And they start school, and when they come in the evening, what they have to do. So that also, if you are including every time they see the chart of the time there, it's very, very important. Then they need to go with the diary timetable. According to the timetable, most of the children, what they do, they miss up the place where they sit, or all the books they keep inside, in front of them. They are not, they are clueless what to start, which to start, which subject to start. People say in the at home, parents are saying, no, you just read, but the child is confused from where to start, how to start. So that is the one confusion the children will be having. So what we can do, we can suggest the calendar, according to the planner, Monday's program, according to the timetable, the child can complete his assignments. Reading is the most important. Two reading, two writing tasks the children can do. One lighter subject, one core subject. Mathematics can be the last one. The mathematics, because it needs time taking thing, including social science. The mathematics, they can have a paper, blank paper. They can write the date along with the time. Time is very much important. Whenever the children are writing the time, they'll become very conscious. They'll also gain the discipline also. Then at that particular time, they start writing the mathematics. The easiest problem of that particular day, they can clear it off. Wherever they are finding they are stuck with some of the mathematics columns, or maybe problems, or to solve that corner, they can keep that pending and make it show it to the parent. And what happens the other day, the children can show it to the teacher. Any maths teacher, it's not the high school teacher only need to solve. Most of the maths teachers are common, same only. They can go to the staff room, they can approach the teacher, they can even get the thing. So even beyond this, other activities also are there. Just I wanted to narrate that this is the regularly, if they are doing along with the calendar,
Right,
like reading, writing, if they are doing it, clear it up, pack it up. But when they are reading, children, one book at a time is very much important. If they are having multiple books, they take English. Okay, today I have read English, I know this, they'll keep aside. They take Hindi. Acha, I know this, I don't want to read. They take the science, so they go with the multiple thing. One book at a time, finish it, just keep it aside.
keep it
That
aside.
they should do it.
That's great idea. Lovely. Exactly. That more the things are there, more confused you become.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Then we have something about like learning. Learning nowadays, you see, there are people talk much about like experiential learning, some constructive learning. So tell us something about this. What is mean by constructive learning? What is constructive learning?
Constructive learning is something like in the parent, they can do wonders. Schools have their limitations. 40 minutes or 45 minutes classrooms, the teacher is focusing on the subject, and she'll be explaining her limits she would be having, or his limits he would be having. And children would be doing that the whole 8 periods or 9 periods of the day. And when they come home, maybe the weekends, the children can be asked, taken to, if you are going for a shopping mall, for example, you're going to a shopping mall, we can give them the task. Children like, beta, I'm taking you to the shopping mall today. You just choose whatever the department you wanted, but I'm giving you a task to check your memory. If you are going to the vegetable zone or fruit zone, you need to identify the price list which is displayed there. The price of each vegetables, you note it down, and after they come home, they wanted to store that. So cabbage, what is the cost of the cabbage? What is the cost of capsicum? What is the cost of carrot and all? This economically, they will understand slowly. That push them even memorizing. And also we can ask the children even talk about that. Acha, whatever you have seen that. And mainly, yes, one more beautiful thing which I would like to say, connect here also. If the children are loving to play with the toys, let them create a toy story. This is a constructive. We can call it as a web activity too. If they wanted to name the, characters like Avengers, they love to see that, and they have seen many of the superheroes movies and all. So they can even construct a beautiful story, and that improves their handwriting. They can improve their language. They can even read aloud and show it to their parents. Even they can have the face mask and enact with that, and their language improvement would be there, and they would be very outspoken. Public speaking would be improved. By this is a beautiful one task, and we do call it as SQRR method, Ushaji. SQRR method is a survey, question, read, research, and review. Beautifully, if they wanted to do any survey, if they wanted to go to a doctor, they wanted to have a meeting with a doctor, they wanted to gather some information, and they wanted to talk about that in a close classroom or in the assembly, or they want to talk, parents are taking, can they can take a video of their children, so how they are expressive, how they are talking, that they can keep recording and show it to the children. Children will understand where they stand. This is one additional thing.
Wow, that was really wonderful idea. Like creating a story. It really means if you simply say "Ki study, read," so children get like bored, so they
Yes,
are not interested. But if you tell them that, tell them the stories or ask them to create the stories, then beautiful. And this story writing can be, I think, included in any of the subjects.
any of the subjects.
Any of the subjects. Yeah. So wonderful. Thank you so much for this SQRR the strategy. That's a beautiful strategy. Lovely and great idea of this story creation. I think this can be done with the like the children in the junior schools and the even higher
Higher.
higher classes
So,
also.
suppose if I'm saying Dharavi,
Yeah,
Dharavi के बारे में कुछ लिखो. So the children can even gather the information from that. I
yes,
suppose most of the parents have the complaint that my child always watches the, I mean, mobile and all. So
right,
let them watch it, but let us convert them into the productive watching. Let them
exactly.
know the reality of the earth, and they wanted to explore something about the earth. They wanted to know about historical places in impressive way. There is a way of motivating the children. If they're watching a mobile and all, let them take the deviation to the prompt them to motivate them to just see some galaxy, solar system or something, even Toy Story, how they make the toy, which was the first toy in the world created. The curiosity, if you create, for example, I'll tell you, Usha ma'am, one thing. If you are taking a globe inside the classroom, we all have learned, no, the globe we are taking inside the classroom, we are seeing that, and the teacher says that, see the children, this is the globe, earth is round in shape. Children will believe, and they go and they write the note, that's it.
That's it,
None
right.
of the children ask the question, if the earth is round, madam, you're saying that there is 70% or 72% of water is there.
Water.
Why the water is not gushing inside our houses?
Yeah, that's true.
How come the water is holding on that? Are they
Yes,
living thing or not living thing? They never question.
yeah,
When we move, we feel the movement. When we are sitting in the vehicle, we can able to feel the movements. But when the earth is rotating, teacher is not only saying that it is earth is round, 72% water is there, and also is exactly, the earth is also rotating, and we are not moving. We are not feeling the movement. Why? When we are moving in a vehicle, we could able to feel that. So these are the questions we need to mark and prompt them and question them, allow them to answer. SQRR method, this is also one.
that's really means questioning is the way to keep keep their curiosity alive. Normally, what happens when the children ask questions, say, "ज़्यादा बात मत करो, सवाल मत पूछो, जो पढ़ाई करो." We have them mostly, things are like that. So
We
that
always make this
curiosity always make them. तुम्हें सुनो बहुत बोलते हो, like you know more or I know more. So these are so many things that which kills the creativity, and the learner in them dies. So they are simply that
exactly,
studies becomes burden.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
It's a very valid point that you have raised, that questioning has to be instilled, that inculcate the questioning skills in children and encourage more and more questions. Beautiful. The same thing has to be done at home as well. Because parents are also tired when they come from that work, and they want this mental peace. So when the children ask questions, they will, okay, बाद में आना, अभी तुम ये करो. So
They
parents,
they'll be looking for the calmness at that
yes,
point of time.
exactly. That's precise, very true. So Gayatri ma'am, uh, now I would like to know a little bit about the best task to engage children at home. So these are the way how they should be done. So some of the activities, which if you can give some suggestions, like which activities should be given to them so that they are meaningfully engaged at home.
So usually what we do, we feel that when we were small children, we didn't get all these, facilities. We didn't see toys. Rarely we were getting one toy per year, maybe, or per month, like that. Most of the parents may be thinking, and they wanted to give all the best facilities for their children. So they provide more and more toys, whatever they wanted, birthdays, whatever it may be. They wanted to give more gifts for them, surprise gifts. They should not feel bad, or they should not feel bored. They wanted to compare their friends. Okay, they are having that, and my child also needed that. So instead of that, most of that we can invoke the creativity in children. When we order something from the Flipkart or Amazon, we do get the packs, carton boxes. Using this carton box, if we are able to do a bullock cart, or if we are able to do something out of that, best out of the waste, using these kind of waste materials. And one work, if you are prompting the children, definitely the children will be coming out with their own craft works. Maybe they may make the house mess, but of course there is one beautiful thing which we can do, keeping the dustbin towards their right side or left side. Ask them, just whatever the waste material comes, cut out things and all, they can do that. When we are initiating them one time, naturally the child would be doing on their own, sending the greeting card, or maybe purchasing in that, or maybe no soft copy we are sending. Instead of that, or we can ask the children to make their own greeting cards, I mean friends, for their parents and the classmates, or maybe to the teachers. They can make their own cards and all. This creativity, if they are able to do more craft work, they can able to do out of that, definitely a lot of things. So that is a one activity which I feel. The other one, even they can even like a what do you call, the veggies, talk about the veggies, more of vegetables and all. What are the kind of vegetables are there, and they can even create their own snacks, but not using the fire. They should use the vegetables, veggie food and all, to the as per the activity, to create their own snacks. Suppose parents are late to reach out during this rainy season, traffic zones are there, traffic chaos, the parents may not reach on time, the child is hungry, what the child will do? So their child should be practice to do such activity, to create his own snacks or veggies, using that, like a no, no, involve them even in the kitchen sometimes. That is also one thing. So these are so quite a simple activity which I would like to say, including, yes, we can give them, as if I was telling about the globe, the water, uh, the ocean keeps moving. The ocean makes the waves like this. Children never ask the question. The bucket water stands still there. What makes the ocean makes that? When I asked this question in my school, the children were saying, "Man, this is because of gravitation. Gravitation, it pulls down. What makes it so move?" So the question is not there. The answer is not there. I'm sorry. So this is the one thing where they can do the activities, and yeah, the more of other activities are even whatever their desirable, the drawing, picture. So there are two kinds of things are there, Usha ma'am. That is one thing, like inherited art, or the activity which they are having, or they have adopted activities which they may be having. For example, my grandfather, he was a good tailor. He could able to stitch beautiful clothes and all. So I never taught my child to do that, but naturally he is having that culture. If you are having the miniature kind of work you are doing, or craft work you are doing, wooden work you are doing, naturally it will be inherited, even grandson or maybe great grandchild. So naturally, that is called inborn or inside of hereditary, or adopted culture is also there. So that we need to identify. It's not that something, everything the child is doing, maybe mantling, dismantling and all, assembling and all they be doing. We should not find that is something the child is very innovative. No, the child is trying to do something. We need to identify that.
Uh, so now you must be hearing lots of noise in the background because that Garba is going on. So excuse for that. And our audience in the YouTube also, please, I can't help that. So Please bear with us. And if you have any questions, those who are watching on us on YouTube and those who are here with us, I think Tanzim ma'am is here. So if you have any questions regarding that, that can be, please keep it noted. And just as soon as we finish this uh, session, then we will come to the take up questions from audience. Uh, Gayatri ma'am, I was asking that the activities that you had suggested, they are very good, pretty good, but most of these activities I feel are suitable for the younger children. So there may be parents whose children are in higher classes like 8, 9, 10 standard, or so how, and they also find it equally challenging to keep children meaningfully engaged. So can you suggest certain activities for them?
Yeah, definitely. Here, most of the parents are focusing on maths and science subject wise. If we are talking about that, most of the parents, they would be having a problem in, my child is not doing mathematics properly, or my child is not. If you are coming with the subject, I'll talk about the activities also. And here we need to focus on the scoring areas. Scoring areas comes with the. I mean, suppose if I'm taking about the geometry, more of constructing practices they need to do at home. 5 marks, it carries 5 marks. They need to do more of practices. If you are taking the science, they can practice the how to write the lungs, heart, brain, or the functions of the liver, and also they can even practice that, because at the time of examination they ignore, they neglect all these things. So they see the picture and do that, but once they are practicing it every day and naming the parts or labeling the part, it would be very easy for them to easily they can even narrate that, even they can make the video of that also. So they can show the chart at home and they can create their own videos as how they are showing it, how they are talking. This improvises their memory. They will understand even the real learning methodologies. They can practice that and they can even write details about that. That one is there. And the third one is a social science. If they're learning social science, map is very much important. So map practice is very freehand mapping without any kind of outline. They need to draw the mapping. Even map also carries 5 marks and more than that, or maybe less than that. So in the coming generation, if they are doing a freehand, they'll even identify the location of the colonies. There are beautiful activities here also. So they can, even if there are, I don't know whether it's possible or not, if they are having a terrace in their home, or they are having a hall is quite big, or a corridor is quite big in their house, and they can draw the map there. They can parents can ask them to stand on major cities, any one of the chosen major cities. Suppose if it's Mumbai, that where is the Mumbai, they can stand on that, right, drawing the map on the floor. The child should ask to stand on that particular region of Mumbai. They can talk more about the political, agriculture, everything, or the historical places, everything. So they'll come to know the one particular region. Reading happens, activity happens, drawing happens, and learning happens. Easy, freehandly, they can even remember the past kings or queens who are ruling our country and all. Beautifully, they can learn even the chronological, all those things, which may make them very easy in learning. So activity, coming back to the activity, if they can choose to very interesting, like if they are starting with a, what do you call, journal, writing a journal. They can see journal is something is of creative writing. How they spent that particular day, they can create a journal on their own. How they felt, which was the moment which they like. Maybe they are writing about the classroom experience on that particular day. They felt that Hindi class was very nice today. Why it was very impressive, why, what made the child very impressive. Maybe play time was very impressive. High school children I'm talking about. They can write a journal about that. This makes the parent to identify the children. Okay, they are loving, every day the child is writing the journal for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So that parents can identify, okay, yes, my child is not showing much interest in mathematics. There is something, I'm not much interested in mathematics. Maybe the mathematics class is not much impressive for them. So they can identify which are the classes, that one they can do that. And they can even, the parents should give them the task according to the calendar. When they are seeing that task, if you are visiting to a post office, we can take the child to a post office and interview them, talk to them, why the post office is not being exposed now. People are using the mails and messages easier one. What is the situation of the post office now? And talk everything, and wow, make the money order. Just see that how it works out to their parents. If the Mother's Day, Father's Day, they can do 50 rupees, or they can collect the money and all. This is a kind of chota mota hobby, but they can talk about the, give them the public awareness. Let the child talk in the house in front of the parent, and the child can take up his own video and show it to the parent, share it to the friends. And this is a meaningful time, they will avoid using the misusing the mobile. They'll use it for the productive aspects.
Yeah, lovely. That's great. So you get the ideas like how children who are those who are in high school, they can be kept engaged, meaningfully engaged. Like, yeah, that's very true that in geography they have the maps. So there can be many games which can be played with the parents or siblings, which are based on the map or with the help of globe. And yeah, they can take time for practicing those, drawing those diagrams and then explaining. And explaining is the best way to learn something more. If you want to become expert in that, you should keep it explaining to others. So maybe explaining to mom or explaining to dad how the heart works, how this blood circulation goes on. So these are the beautiful activities which children can do. And yes, of course, that you said they should be keeping their journal. And yes, definitely, so journal will help them to, it can be written in any language, maybe Hindi, Marathi or English, whatever language they have. So that particular language linguistic skills are improved, as well as their, sometimes it acts as a stress buster. I would call, if you are having some tough day and you just note down your emotions, let the emotions flow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So really beautiful activities that you have told your children can be kept meaningfully engaged. And yes, recording their own videos. So whatever, suppose the child likes to write stories, or write like to write poetry, or interested in making YouTube videos and something, so they can have some creativity and show it, share with their parents. So, and sometimes what happens when children are busy with these things, parents feel that the child is wasting time. But very rightly you said that watching YouTube doesn't mean that it's a wastage of time. That's how the YouTube can be made valuable for the child, by engaging him into activities which add to his knowledge and his creativity. Beautiful activities shared, Gayatri ma'am. Thank you so much. And so much of so many of ideas for the young kids and the little grown up kids. Thank you so much for this. And uh, you took time to come here, and especially on that during this festive time when you should be doing garba, and you are here with me. And while all the audience, I think most of them have gone to watch garba. So, but I really had this uh, lovely learning as well from you. And let me request if any of the questions are there from the people, those who are watching on YouTube, and here Tanzim is there with us. So, do you have any questions before we wind up for the day?
No questions. It was really a wonderful session, very informative and really helped. But I have a teenager, so I'm trying to, implement some things what I have learned today. So let's see. Thank you so much for, arranging this session.
Thank you so much for attending this session. So, what happens? The people register. There are so many who have registered. So, but when it comes to joining, either they forget or they just register for the namesake. I don't know. But really grateful that you joined in.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, thank you so much.
Something is called Navratri.
Yeah, that
Puja.
yes.
Yeah. The North said Garba and all.
Yeah, actually, I missed that totally. I forgot that it's a festive time, so we will have very poor attendance here. Uh, and I'm really sorry for that. I didn't want this session to be like that. But it's saved in the YouTube, so can keep sharing this video with the people. Those who are interested, they can definitely have this. One comment I had to hear on the YouTube that the session was good. So thank you, Manasri Chairman, for watching and sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Gayatri ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks again. It was really very informative. As Tanzim said, it's a very informative session. And hope to see you first with some other topic in near future. And have Garba now. Enjoy Garba. This is a
Happy
festive
Navratri.
time. Happy Navratri to you too. And to all our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thanks
With your
for your
permission
time.
now,
Thank
I would
you.
like to close the meeting. Is that okay?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Usha ma'am.